It's the home team taking on the London Monarchs.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with their opponents. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So to take over for the first time. And a look here at their go-to.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
47 Mike, 47 Mike, Mike 47.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, that'll be incomplete. No, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And they'll send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5. Under 10, under 10, 10.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. See some head shaking on that defensive sideline because so much focus on taking away the big as an FC Offensive Player of the Week. Big gain there for him to start.
I love your observation, because you would think they'd be prepared for him after what he did the previous week. But sometimes that skill set actually intimidates a defense, and he used it to his great advantage.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Oilers have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know, this other game playing really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. They got it done.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The numbers on the ground for ETN last week. 16 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first.
Here we go.
But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Time to panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Here we go, here we go. Both sevens and Mike, both sevens.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, here's where having this ability sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
They run the counter now on first down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Next to receivers, they'll spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
2nd and 2. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go, D. All day, D.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Here's Fuller with a catch. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Pretty effective run there. Now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Check 3, check 3, check 52.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 2nd quarter down, it's our home team with possession. As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
Get wide. Watch the check smash. Check smash.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either
touchdown. Kyle Pitts, his first touchdown of the year. And the Oilers are able to add on to that lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was that last one. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. London about set to take over on offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards to pick up there.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was.
There he goes, left side. The 20. And touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Monarchs have cut it back within a score. The extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. A great play there. 78 yards. And the Oilers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he's right his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
A little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And down inside the 15 he goes. 87 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Check. Lucky. What?
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And a penalty flag gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
What are they thinking?
And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
I'm about to take you to school. 52's the mic right here, over there, right?
They'll look to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Riggs. Mike 52. Check pass. 79 Bronco.
He'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
Get the ball. Hey, right. 4 down. Check. 40.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that's complete ETN out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Check Mike 47.
He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. He'll get that underneath ETN. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25.
Mike's 47. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Back to throw again.
I got him.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get us. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Travis Etienne, as the first half is winding down. And the Monarchs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. So it was the passing game that got them down here. The closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets them home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Cry all the way back home,
and now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side. And all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands. Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Hey, we all right? Smash. We got 4 down, 4 down. Mike, hit.
The final shot before break. Turner. He's going to go up top again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. A lot to get to here this final day of September. So let's get started. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Bears who have the lead. J.K. Dobbins, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, let's head down to Nevada to check in on the Raiders in Las Vegas.
Back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Take it in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Come on,
A handoff as they run the counter play. 108 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
2nd and 4. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. And he'll give it here to his running back. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be a gain of 4. Does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Check hot route. Hot.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Stage situation. Let's go.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short. 3rd and 1. And they give this time to the tailback. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front,
It doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Watch out.
On 1st down, Britt. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
second down at 5. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
They'll set up a throw. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Oilers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is, his first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches like this work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 7 of the year. And the Oilers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. London about set to take over on offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He couldn't get away there. Cutting down the pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
Yeah, that's right.
They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he'll go down, and that will end for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Safe.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 148 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Mike 5-2. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
They'll drop the throw.
You don't want it.
Touchdown. Will Fuller. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Oilers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
Always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. what are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Let's go. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
Back to throw now on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win. As a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They end up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hairston. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Monarchs get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
So here's the home side to take over on offense. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ballgame. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll get 9 there.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it detach a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Well, I think there's there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they're going to use their timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Touchdown! Complete at the 1. Kyle Pitts with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Oilers are able to widen their advantage. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Monarchs are able... make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the try here for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down to 22. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. The 4th quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
Steps away. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. Will Fuller with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Oilers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into ahead of time, and maybe they're seeking some revenge, or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Point after here coming up. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. taken at about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. London about set to take over on offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he is going to be taken down. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check.
They'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, alert 48. Alert. Hey, we go.
Back to throw here. He's going to let it fly. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. It wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Let's go, defense. It's our time.
Now Turner looking to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
He'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year them into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the game. Always a standard justification.
Oh, yeah!
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. 47 Mike, 47 Mike. Ready. QB draw.
2nd and 6. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike's 47.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of